Hello friend, welcome back to my lecture on J2E Java 2 Enterprise Edition, and it is different from J2SE. Previously the core Java is J2SE and J2E is the advanced Java, and this J2E is a combination of different technology, different tools. So you can see here, this is the J2E model, and we can say J2E application model. So on client side we have to design the program using HTML and applet as well as JavaScript, and different other scripting language are used in the client side. And through browser from client side we can send request to the web server. And web server, in web server we have the software in Java servlet as well as in JSP. So for designing web server, we require JSP as well as Java servlet, or if we use open source, then we have PHP, Ruby on Rails, and other languages. On Microsoft technology, we have ASP.NET and ASP. ASP.NET is advanced, and then ASP. And we also have uh, EJB server, and this is called EJB type sometime, and there we use Java Bean. Java Bean safely collect the data from database and send it to the web server. So it's EJB server means Enterprise Java Bean server, and EJB Java Bean is two types: Session Bean and Entity Bean. So the role of Java Bean is safely access the data from database and transport and send this data to uh, web server. So this is the application model of J2E Java 2 Enterprise Edition. And you can see this diagram also. Java technology enabled devices. Initially we require this time we have Java is very important, and Java technology can be used on mobile devices, it can be used desktop, it can be used on server, and on high-end server, workgroup server, as well as on high-end server. So the Java edition for smart devices or mobile devices is called micro edition. Java technology enabled devices are the mobile and other smart devices, and for this it requires micro edition. And for desktop, Java enabled, Java technology enabled desktop and workgroup server, we require standard edition. It is called J2SE, Java 2 standard edition, and J2E, Java 2 enterprise edition, are used for high-end server as well as workgroup server. So for server programming we require J2E. For client server connection as well as database connection, and for Java Beans we require Enterprise Java Beans. So this is the combination of different technology, and this is very important, and this is the time of web, and we are using everything on web based, and all the software are on the web. So J2E is very important for the web technology and web programming. And J2E is a platform independent, like Java it is platform independent. And Java, it provides Java centric environment, because Java is very popular language since 2000, and before 2000 Java is in use, and still Java is not out of market. Still we are using Java. However, Java, we can say Java is in transition phase, and maybe in the newer terms, it's day by day are increasing the importance of the Java, and Java is increasing itself, it is updating itself this time. Hence it is Java, the main benefit of J2E is Java centric environment forms Sun for developing, building, deploying web-based enterprise application online. So we can develop, we can build, we can deploy web-based enterprise application on web. And J2E platform consists of set of services like APIs and protocols that provide the functionality for developing multi-tier web-based application. So it is very important for developing multi-tier and web-based application. And if we see the hierarchy of Java J2EE, then we will find that we have HTML and XML on client-side technology, and JavaScript for validation over there, JavaScript, VB script, C Sharp script. So many scripting language. Basically, in case of the J2E, we require JavaScript, and for the component technology, this is the one of the perspective by which we can see the J2E. We can explain the J2E. We require component technology. For developing different components, we require EJB, JSP, servlet, etc. And for database connectivity, we require JDBC, Java, JDBC, JNDI, Java Naming Directory Interface, and JDBC is required for database connectivity, Java database connectivity, and Java Transaction API we require Java Transaction API, and these are the service technology. So we can divide J2 into different technologies. The first is client technology, second is the component technology. By this we can develop different component on server, and third one is the service technology. So accordingly, different service we design the software. So we have different API, we have different protocols, and for communication technology we can also use communication technology in J2E, and these communication technology are internet protocols, RMI remote method invocation, and Java Mail, Java messaging services. So as per the requirement, as per the use, we require different applications with different softwares, and these are divided into four categories: client technology, component technology, service technology, and communication technology. So this whole combinedly is called Java 2 technology category. And again, you can see in this diagram, this is elaborated and hierarchical view. In the hierarchy, we have client side, and we have client side different softwares like HTML and XML, and component technology. Again, we can see by this, we can see the same thing by this diagram: component technology, service technology, and communication technology. Four technology. In previous diagram also we have represented these four technology, and here also we are representing, but in a hierarchy order. So component technology, we have servlet, we have JSP, we have Java Bean, EJB, Enterprise Java Bean, and inside EJB we have Session Bean and Entity Bean, and in service technology we have JDBC, Java Transaction API, and JNDI, Java Directory Naming Services. Coming in communication technology, we have internet protocols, and we have other protocols. In internet protocol, we require HTTP, TCP, IP, and SS secure socket layer. And on other technology, we require remote method integration, RMI, Java messaging services, and Java mail. So these are the different technology, and these different technology are combinedly and collectively known as J2EE, Java 2 Enterprise Edition. And you can separately you can see what is JMS, Java Messaging Services, for to message from one system to another system, one mobile device or smart device to another smart device. We use Java Messaging Services, and Java Naming and Directory Interface. It is Java API and for directory services that allow Java software client to discover and look up data and object by name. And GNDI organize the name into hierarchy. I have already explained you. This is for defining and describing and organizing the name into a hierarchy. A name can be any string such as com.mydomain.egb.mybean. So this is hierarchy, and under com package we have my domain package, and inside this EJB and mybean. So maybe different hierarchy we can use here. So this is called Java Naming and Directory Services. And secure socket layer is a protocol developed by Netscape for transmitting private document via internet, like file transfer protocol. we send the files from one system to other system. In J2E we have secure socket layer, is a protocol developed by Netscape transmitting private document via internet, and whereas SSL creates a secure connection between client and server, over which any amount of data can be sent securely. So any amount of data can be sent securely by this SSL. And bean is divided into session bean and entity bean. So you can understand the session bean as fully dedicated to a particular client. Session bean are fully dedicated to particular client, handles database access for and client life of client is life of bean. So up to the time when the client is alive and client is working on the server, so bean will be alive up to that time, and this is for database connectivity and fully dedicated to a particular client. And entity beans shares access for multiple user. Basically, it is share access for multiple user and represent data in database. It is also represent data in database. So these are the differences between entity bean and session bean. And one more difference is this: session bean performs work individual client on a server, while entity bean will work for multiple server, multiple user, not multiple server, for multiple user. So these are the some differences between session bean and entity bean. And session tracking I have explained you in GSP as well as in Java servlet. So you can see my previous lecture where I have given you detailed explanation about the session tracking. And these are some more picture of session tracking, and also stateless and stateful uh, communication between the client and server. And under session bean we have stateful and stateful session as well as stateless session. So used to exclusively by client that created by them. And stateful does the task, client send the request, and server uh, exist as long as the session exists. तो इसमें क्या होता है कि स्टेटलेस में कौन यूजर लॉगिन कर रहा है इसको याद नहीं रखता है सर्वर, बट इन केस ऑफ स्टेटफुल सर्वर विल रिमेंबर which user has logged in and which is login and किसने लॉगिन किया था, कौन अभी लॉगिन है, ये सारी डिटेल ये रखता है. तो दिस इज कॉल्ड स्टेटफुल. एंड स्टेटलेस मीन्स वेयर देयर इज नो रिकॉर्ड ऑफ लॉगिन यूजर, मतलब किसने हिट किया उसका कोई रिकॉर्ड नहीं है. तो basically in static side it is stateless, while in dynamic side stateful communication are there in dynamic side. And entity being having it deals with the multiple client, and you can see the diagram. So instance of the bean can be shared by the multiple client and wrapper for the data easy to access the data. So this is the difference between session bean and entity bean. And J2E is an architecture for implementing enterprise class applications using Java and internet technology, and solve problem of two-tier architecture, three-tier architecture, and entire architecture. So it is very beneficial and very useful, because nowadays all the websites are designed accordingly, and they require J2E architecture, and the web servers are two-tier or three-tier. They work on the two-tier architecture or three-tier architecture or entire architecture. So this is very helpful. So you have to understand the concept of J2E, and that's why I have given this lecture. So thank you very much listening this lecture, and please subscribe my lecture, and don't forget to push bell icon on my lecture. Thank you again.